Welcome everyone to this week's Tarot Tuesday readings. I'm so happy that you're here to join me today, whenever you watch these readings, for these readings. I've chosen 3 cards for you today, as well as 3 crystals that go with the readings and 3 runes. So a bit of added clarification with the energies. So for reading number 1, we have Tobacco, Sacred Medicine, Reciprocation. And the crystal that goes with this reading is amethyst. And the rune is Ewaz, which is the rune of movement. For reading number 2, we have love and eagle. And the crystal that goes with this reading is a beautiful little jade here. And the rune is Bacana, which is the rune of growth. And then for reading number 3, we have Sweat Lodge Rebirth. And then we have this beautiful piece of tree agate. And the rune that goes with this reading is Uruz, which is the rune of strength. So take a moment to call all your energy back to yourself. Feel yourself sort of landing wherever you are. Feel yourself with your roots growing deeply into the ground and taking that nice deep breath into your heart space. And just see which of the elements is calling you in. And perhaps some of the combos are calling you in more than the cards. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see which reading or readings are calling you today. And I will see you in the readings. Welcome, reading number 1. You chose the card Tobacco, Sacred Medicine and Reciprocation. And the rune that goes with this reading is Ewaz, which is the rune of movement. And also we have the crystal amethyst here. And the immediate sense I get from all this combination is that there is significant changes taking place in your life right now. You know, in the environment at this time around you, there's significant changes. There's movement coming, you know, there's transition, physical shifts, maybe moving house, maybe moving job, maybe moving, relationship as well. And, with the tobacco, it's interesting. This is, for the Indigenous people, it was something that was very is very powerful for them. It is on a par with the sage, cedar and sweetgrass as a medicine for them. And it was also something that they would offer whenever they took something from the environment. So if they were taking a plant or something like that, or it was used in offering. So I feel like whatever's going on around you is something that is deeply connected to you. And it allows you to create a deep connection with yourself and what's going on around you. There's that sense of communion and communication. With the amethyst, which is very much up in the higher chakras of energy, words. It's a very calming, soothing crystal, but it is also one that I feel like it just allows you to see more clearly. It is of the quartz variation, and it's one that brings in a sense of calmness with it too. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed at all with changes, this is here to help you just remember that you can feel calm even though there's a lot going on. Really interesting energies for you. I feel like perhaps like part of the transition is burning out the old so that there's new. That it's almost like that phoenix in the flame sort of feeling I get from this. What am I gonna take one from this deck? Let's have a look. The offering side of it was just coming, this reciprocation. It feels like part of the offering side of this card, and to allow that movement to be in flow with you, is to remember your deep connection, like I said, but also to move into a space where you are giving and receiving. be peace with Dove Spirit. That goes really nicely with the amethyst. So I definitely feel like you perhaps are feeling a little bit challenged by everything that's going on. And be generous, this reciprocation. So this is definitely, to me, it feels like this is a lot about you, you know, that giving to receive. It's like that connection. I feel like if you've been kind of closed off from things because it's felt challenging, because change can feel challenging, this is about you, you know, bringing in your kindness. Kindness is wisdom. It's more important than knowledge in a way. And I just feel like stepping back into your peace and the kindness and the generous spirit you are. And even though it feels like you've been burned before, like bring that energy with you. This sense of reciprocation, you know, this sense of, you know, bringing everything together into wholeness and realizing that how you're being and how you're feeling is affecting your environment around you. And that sense of being in ceremony and intention with what you want in your future, how you want the movement to be, how the transition feels for you is really important. Let's see what these cards have to say for you as well. 2 cards. So we have, let's put them down here. The Andean Cross and Lightning. You can see that okay. The Andean Cross, I'm going to look up in the book because it has a specific meaning with the hole in the middle that I feel like I need to find for you. So give me a second. Yes, interesting, the Andean Cross. It announces the start of a great journey. The hole is very much about taking things at a different level. You know why I said this sort of bringing in that reciprocation, but it's like that connection, that deep connected wholeness. I feel like bringing that energy and allowing it to be part of this transition that you're going through, this movement that you're moving through, the changes that are happening around you and within you. You know, it's time to step away from or stop looking at the mundane day to day, which has seemed so, you know, seems so beyond your grasp, and allow new energies in, allow new magic in, and very much get the sense of stop trying to understand everything. Remember I said kindness is wisdom? You're trying to get the wisdom before you move, and I feel like it's just like about being deeply connected to yourself, your own wisdom, your own kindness, your own heart, being at peace with yourself and who you are, and being at peace with how you move through this life and through the world. This reciprocation, it's very much about knowing your own footprint, knowing who you are, knowing how you're affecting things. Now, this lightning energy is very much about, I want to say the sharpness of illumination. So it's like the lightning can be a destructive force, but for you in this reading, this is about enlightening you, empowering you. I don't know if you can see it, which I've never noticed before. If you can see the being there where the lightning is coming from, their like solar plexus energy, there's just a shadow of a person there. It's about lightening you up. It's about new inspiration, new creativity. It's a renewed sense of clarity, of passion, and of vision. And I really feel like that's where we are with you, is a sense that you get to bring in some new energies, and they're deeply connected, and it's very magical. It feels like there's there's a lot of magic and mystery in your world, and you're trying to make sense of it, and really it's about just stepping into that energy and embracing it. Yes, see it from a higher perspective, really just embracing the energy and just letting it become part of you, soar with it, flying forwards with it. Should we see what your tarot cards have to say for you? I feel like almost you're getting irritated by the day-to-day at the moment. Like the mundane day-to-day is irritating you because you want something more. And I feel like some of it is the resistance in you to realize that through the mundane day-to-day, you know, live the ordinary life in a non-ordinary way. I feel like that's what you're being shown. We have Justice, King of Wands, Page of Wands. Can we fit one more in here? Excuse me, Crystal. Ace of Cups. Yes, it fits. Three of Wands, Hierophant, Five of Wands, Six of Swords, and Six of Cups. Fit down there? Yeah. Okay. This is this balance, reciprocation. This is what this balance within you needs to come. You can only sheath that blade when you have yourself feeling balanced. When you stand in your own power and realize that the strength is within you and around you, you can create and be inspired with new creativity. Live from your heart space with the energy of your heart. And then step into new adventures, new possibilities. And know that you're divinely guided. This is a joyous thing, that it's something that is, you are your own guru. You are your own mentor. You can step into this just by stepping into the energies that are flowing through you right now instead of resisting that movement and that change. Because it may feel like there's conflict going on outside of you. And I really feel like to bring that conflict into harmony again, into balance again, it's a lot about your own energies and how you're feeling. You are definitely guided and you are coming out of the storm. So if you feel like you're not, you're coming out of the storm. The Six of Cups, I definitely get the sense that there's it's like what's been going on has been triggering your inner child. It's like it reminds you of something in childhood that perhaps you can't even remember, but it's like your subconscious has latched onto this, and it's that's kind of what's holding you back. And really to embrace that change into who you are now, and embracing who you are now and really fully living in the now is about sort of hugging. I just want to say hugging your inner child and just be like, it's okay. This is okay. It may feel unsafe, but it is safe. This is what we need. And this is how you're going to move forward with so much love in your heart. Let's see what the hummingbirds have to say to close off. Yeah. Spend time amid the natural beauty of the outdoors. So to find some of this balance, with this sacred medicine, to get into that space and the energy that feels right to move forwards with, is you get to spend some time outside. Let nature bring you back into balance, and everything will kind of fall into place a lot easier for you. Reading number 1, this is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome, reading number 2. You chose the card Love, an Eagle, the rune Bacana, which is the rune of growth, and then the crystal that you have here is Jade. Beginning with the card energy, this energy here, the eagle for the Indigenous people, this is an Indigenous based oracle deck, is because they soar so high, they're deeply connected to the creator. So any sort of universal energy or higher energy, clearer energy, that idea of zooming out, like I always say with the eagle, is that zooming out to see from a higher perspective. It's that idea of when flying high, you're in the clear energy, the clean energy of things, and you can see things fully and clearly from that perspective. And with the love part of this reading, this is indicating that there's a time now for you to get a deeper understanding of unconditional love. And I feel like you've perhaps struggled with this sense of who you are and loving yourself, and you almost find it hard to receive love, and it's almost like that unconditional love you get from the animals, you love it, but if it comes from a person, sometimes you feel a bit like you don't want it because you don't really love yourself. So there's that sense that how could they possibly love me, and that in the most unkind words is very disrespectful to someone, because obviously if they love you and are sharing love with you, it's because they love who you are, even if you don't. Interesting, the Jade here. Jade, for me, I quite often create crystal mixes. And the part of the jade that is coming through to me right now is the idea that jade is very much an accelerant, so it emphasizes things. So I feel like you're going to be, the points in this reading are going to be accentualized to you. They're going to be accelerated in front of you unless you step into flow. Berkana is that growth and rebirth time, but resistance when you're going through a shift can cause a lot of pain and trouble for you. And with Jade here so clearly giving me that idea that things are going to be shown to you much more rapidly, much more loudly, because you've been resisting so much. It's almost like you are not allowing yourself to believe that it is how it is. It's really important that you step into flow. You need to be gentle with your action, but also allow things to move and shift. Disperse the resistance so that you can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. This is whether this is internal work or external work. So this love, it could be a relationship that you're wanting to feel someone more connected with someone. And with Berkana and love, you know, this is something that can come into fruition. But if you're resisting, like I said, allowing someone to love you because you're not really liking yourself, you know, that resistance is going to cause you issues. So this is very much about deepening your own love of yourself, and that way you can fully express your love for others and fully allow love in. With Berkana, you know, you've got to allow that sense of right attitude, you know, right mental thought, right feeling towards yourself, so that, you know, the new growth and the new blossoming can occur. Let's see what the other cards have to say for you. I'm going to start with some animal spirit cards. 2 coming out immediately. We have Dream the World into Being with Lizard Spirit. And we have Starfish Spirit, Open to Infinite Possibility. Yeah, so some of your resistance is just like a disbelief in yourself. A disbelief that your world can be better, more fluid, more in flow, and more loving and beautiful. You know, I really get the sense that you are just not allowing yourself to believe that goodness can come, and goodness can come from people around you. It's almost like you've been burnt, and now you're just like, nope. You can't believe that anything good can happen from people around you. You know, and you're doing a really good job of building some stories about that are incorrect, that are not true. It's just like your subconscious, and you have been hurt, and they're just trying to protect you. You're just trying to protect yourself. And so you're just creating stories that aren't true. So part of this, letting this resistance go, because at the moment you're using persistence. You're persisting with old stories and old ideas. You need to let that go. But one way you can do that is dream a different world into being. You know what you don't want, because you're focusing on that. So let's have a look at the opposite of that. What do you want? And let's start believing that that can happen, and even more than that can happen. So I feel like even within your dreaming your world into being, you're still keeping it in this very limited box, and Open to Infinite Possibility is asking you to look beyond the cage that you've put around yourself. Let's see what the other cards have to say. Whoop. These guys are very lively. There's definitely messages coming through from them. Where are you? Interesting. Earth and fire, we have elements coming into your reading here. Really interesting. Yep. Acceleration. You know, like this accelerant of the jade, you know, it emphasizes everything. I feel like if you don't start releasing the resistance, burning out this old stuff that is not serving you anymore, it's going to be done for you in a way that's pretty eye-opening. With the Earth, this is quite a fortuitous card if I remember correctly, and it's about, you know, good things coming, things changing in a good way. And I feel like this is true of your reading, and it's just like your resistance is not allowing, like it's already good. It's just that your belief in yourself and your resistance to anything else being a possibility is not allowing it to form in the way that it should be. Fire can also be a lot about passion. So sometimes some of it is like you get passionate about things, but I think perhaps your passion, your fire, has connected in with a belief, and I want to say negative belief, a belief that is not helping you and not serving you anymore. It's something that has happened before, that is no longer part of your story and who you are. And this is this time to let go of that feeling and stop resisting what could be. Interesting. And that's that fire energy. Oh, not really fitting on. Excuse me while I... There we are. Move these along a little bit. We've got Shaolin Master. Be graceful in movement and action. So this is like knowing what you want and using that fire to move towards it. This it's really interesting because I do kickboxing. It's just making me think of that sort of pose of punching someone, kickboxing is not about fighting. Like I'm not interested in fighting. It's a lot about self-control. It's a lot about understanding yourself, understanding who you are, understanding the limits you've put on yourself, and learning something new, learning how to move in a different way. And I feel like this is what this card is saying to you at the moment, is be graceful in movement and action, is learn to move through what seems challenging in a different way, letting go of this resistance, allowing in the love, really flip what you think you should be doing and how you think you should be behaving on its head. Let's just turn over a new leaf and begin some new way of being, moving and doing things in a completely different way. Also, the thought that came to me there was from another book that I read. I don't know why I said another book, but from a book I read. And it was actually about working with horses, but it was this idea of the way we do things. So quite often you'll pick something up. So say I pick up this rock here, and you'll pick it up with, like you're going to drop it again really hard and firm. And really you can pick things up with love and feeling. Inanimate objects can become the learning curve and the learning experience for you for shifting into new energy. So you can start interacting and moving with things in a much softer way when you realize how much you're just bringing that energy in, you know what I mean? So you can pick it up like this, or we can pick it up with love and feeling, which is a completely different way of experiencing the world around us. Let's see what your tarot cards have to say. We've really gone on with this one. It's just there's a lot for you to move through. That one. Going to pull 3 just now, because I feel like it's just yes and yes. Okay, love it. Really, really clear. The Queen of Swords is about thinking clearly. This cup is behind bars because all the emotions that have been causing you problems need to be just set to the side and become clear. So you can shift your beliefs, become clear on what you want, so you can dream your world into being. Become clear, not through the emotions that have been driving you, but through the love in your heart, which I know it's like an emotion, but it's I feel like this mind-heart break, and you need to bring back your mind and heart connection. Know that you're strong, that with the fire and the passion, you can stand and you can be with it. You are the strength and you are the leader. You can lead yourself into the future. This is about being strong in who you are and leading. And so it could be about leading someone else or other people, but I feel a lot of it is about leading yourself. Start showing yourself how you want to be in the world, The Nine of Cups. This is like this breaking free of the resistance and understanding there's so much good for you. Look at that big pile of treasure there. You know, you're breaking free from all the things that have been holding you back, and a lot of them are your own emotions and beliefs. So you break free of them, and there's treasure there for you. There's so much light, and you will feel so much light and joy when you embrace that energy. Reading number 2. This is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Reading number 3. You chose the card Sweat Lodge and Rebirth. The rune that goes with this is Uruz, which is the rune of strength. And then we have the beautiful piece of tree agate here. And tree agate, the first time I was introduced to it and felt its energy, really gave me a sense, and I can feel it now, is that sense of slowing down and rooting. It's like, I put it in with my calming mix of crystals that I use, and it's like, I just feel like it just slows things down so you can see clearly. It's not like a muddying slow down, it's like a real clear slowing down. Sweat Lodge, this is about, the sweat lodges are used by Indigenous people and anyone these days as well, to really purify. It's that stepping to the dark space and like into the womb of Mother Earth and purifying your energy. So purifying your mind, your body, and your spirit. You sweat out all of the toxins and anything that isn't serving you anymore. And then quite often they would use water at the end to wash this off. And both the rune and the card here, this rebirth, it's all, you've got new beginnings, but it's like that termination. There's a sort of a very clear defined break. You're terminating something old and then starting something new. It's about positive growth and change, both of them. This rebirth is very much about giving yourself a second chance to heal and let go of anything that isn't serving you, to shed light on parts of you that you have just completely outgrown. It's really having that strength within you to move beyond what has been. It's like discovering new perspective, new strength, and yeah, let's see what the other cards have to say for you. I really feel with the sun here, it's new light, shedding new light on old things. That second chance is like understanding that things have come and then you're healing from them and really giving yourself that space to really move through it. Yes, reclaim your power. Yeah, it does. It feels like this is a time to step into something new. Uruz, the strength, the panther spirit, this is about finding your inner strength, the inner backstop of who you are and understanding how resilient you are. Watch your words with parrot spirit. I feel like you have a great ability with your mind to make yourself feel smaller. And it's almost become a habit. I feel like perhaps in childhood you felt it was easier to be not seen and not heard. I was thinking of that seen and heard thing, but actually it's like you don't want to be seen or heard. You don't want to cause a ruckus. You don't want to cause any problems. And so you keep keeping yourself small, like that's your answer to the world. I don't want conflict. I don't want challenge. If I keep myself small, then no one notices me and nothing changes and nothing gets challenging. But actually that's just challenging you, So watch what you're telling yourself about yourself. I feel like perhaps this reading might trigger you to understand and see something that you hadn't really noticed was repeating in your mind. There's perhaps some phrases or an idea or about your life that you are allowing yourself to believe as truth, and you're not allowing yourself to move beyond that. I just realised this is 44 and 45. That again, there's this sense, there's this rebirth, this moving forwards. The numbers are increasing. Oh my goodness, yes. We have the Ancient Ones and the Seer. Yeah, that sense I got like you're going to connect in with some wisdom. You are the seer. I feel like You actually do get a sense of what's going on for you and for other people. You know, you're highly intuitive, and you've used that to protect yourself so much. So you read situations, people, and then it helps you to just kind of be unnoticed within life. And really, I feel like this is guiding you with the ancient ones. It's like you're deeply guided. You're being guided now to step forwards without that idea in your mind, without those words in your head. This is a stepping. I want to say away from this idea. This is a stepping away from using your seeing, your ability of knowing things, as a way to protect yourself, and use it as a way of opening up a whole new world for you, of actually seeing it as a way of, yes, it's guidance and it can protect you, but you can also use it to manifest your own future that you want. You manifest something more than what you've been living. Let's have a look at what this deck has to say for you. I felt like maybe there's 2 cards going to come from this one. Okay. We have Lord, take charge with authority. And I need to move everyone over. Over we go. There we are. And then we have, you fit on here, Medicine Mother? Medicine, I hadn't even looked at that card. Made me laugh. Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. This is connected to the seer energy. Yeah, you are deeply guided. And I want to say you're using it wrong. It's something that you've used to help keep you small, and I feel like this is your chance to reclaim power. Apparently fire came out. Reclaiming your power. We've got 2 45s here as well. There's this great sense of synchronicity coming here. There's this great sense of I can feel spirits and energies around me, around you. You know, there are people who are guiding you so truthfully, and you actually get, like I said, you get this messages. You know your inner knowing. You trust it to protect you, but you are not using it to take charge with authority, to really create your own life in a way that is beneficial for you, to create the life that you want, to understand that through that inner knowing and knowledge, you can actually use that to step into your power and move forwards powerfully, not in a small, insignificant way. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say for you. Let's see what these cards. Oh my goodness. We have the Wheel. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Hangman. We have the 8 of Wands. We have the 10 of Wands. Wow. And the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. This is awesome. The wheel is turning. I really get a sense that with this energy here, it's like the wheel is turning and you're turning with it. With your inner knowledge and your inner seeing and being of this world in this deep intuitive way that you are actually like on top of the wheel. You know, the wheel is not controlling you anymore. This is stepping into power. It's like you feel like everything's out of your control, so you're just using your inner knowing, your intuition to protect you, but actually you can use it to create what you want. Deeply connected and imbalanced emotions. These are the specific words for the Queen of Cups, but it's like that deeply connectedness that you are. You are connecting all the energies. So it's using that power, using your power for good, and for good for you and for good for others. Like, start with yourself. I feel like you need to use that power for good for you, and not in a protective way, in an expansive way. Then we have the Hanged Man. That's, give me a second. I just feel like there's a message coming through the Hanged Man. Yeah, it was, I was trying to think in my mind. It came in reverse, which is like, I feel like that's the resistance that you've been feeling towards doing anything else. Whereas the Hangman's about letting go. So it's like, let go of the resistance. Let yourself rebirth. You understand your own strength. Because like this action here, this take charge with authority, the action needs to happen. The Ten of Wands is reinforcing this. You're carrying too much. Like you're just trying to bring these old things that keep you small forwards with you. No. We're putting them down. Much easier to move forwards without that. You know, the sweat lodge, it's purifying. So you're purifying your spirit and your body and your mind. You're purifying anything that's getting in your way so you can create new growth. And this new growth is like, it's just like, it's so abundant. I feel like there's this great abundance for you. And abundance doesn't necessarily mean money. Abundance is like love, joy, enthusiasm, you know, a real just wanting to get into your life and move with your life, and move and flow. And that's just about stepping through this this moment where you're still holding yourself small and stepping into your power. Because the hummingbirds have the final message, they have the final words. Let's put you up here. A magical surprise, a joyous gift is swooping in from the heavens. Yeah. Because this, and I feel that's directly linked to this action. Some good is really going to come into your life. You're gonna struggle to see it and understand it in the old energies. Part of this is this shifting into this rebirth is going to allow greater things to come, more magical, more magic in your life when you step through that barrier that you've created for yourself to keep yourself small. Reading number 3. This is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me.